Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Bisayo, and today I'm going to be taking us on another series of the enterprise management cases class. If you are familiar with my channel, you'd have known that I've been doing a lot of series on each of the courses I'm taking in my institution this semester. The first course I'm taking is statistics, and I've done a lot of materials for you to watch on statistics, introduction to statistics, statistical application, part 1, part 2. Then I also started with the new venture creation series, how you start a new venture, what are the processes and stages involved in the new ventures, in starting a new venture, how do you write a successful feasibility report and convert it into a business plan. They are all on the channel. You can check the link on in the comment section or in my bio. Then also there's another course called enterprise management cases, and I share the course content, and every week I've been taking each of those course content one after the other. We started with sources of financing. Then last week we looked at some of the growth strategy, where we talked about the hands-off growth strategy. We looked at the General Electric strategy. We also looked at the what's it called, I can't remember, the boosting, the BCG matrix, and some other strategies for growth. But today we'll be looking at another topic under the enterprise management cases class, and it's called competitive strategy or competition strategy, but the best way to call it is called competitive strategy. And before we look at what competitive strategy is, the first thing that comes to mind is, what is competition? How do you compete successfully in the marketplace? If you want to describe what competition is to outshine. Competition is to win. The competition is to fight and be successful. When you say you are competing for something, it means I want to win. It means I want to be the first. It means I want, not in all cases, but for me, if I'm competing over anything, it means I want to win. I want to be the first. I want to be the leader. I want to be at the top front, or at the front, or whichever way you look at it. Competitive, being into a competition means it's positive, and there can either be success or failures. And looking at what competitive strategy is, and like I said, I'm trying to look at competition. One, if you want to know what competition, you can say competition is at the core of the success or failure of any firm. Like I said earlier, a competition can be positive or can be negative. And in the marketplace, when you compete, you can either win or lose, but God will always make us to win. But if you want to win, you also have to do things that will make you win. Then we also say competition determines the appropriateness of a firm's activities that can contribute to its performance, such as innovation, such as cohesive culture or good implementation. Then what then is strategies? Strategies are ways to achieve. Strategies are systems to achieve a particular goal or desire or objective in mind. But for my definition here, I say strategy is about making choices in a complex and continuous changing environment, and allocating scarce resources to be able to achieve the desired goals and objective. And everybody knows that as we speak now, the world is unpredictable. So we have to strategically think, not only to okay, that's not what I wanted to say. When we talk about strategy, I think strategy is basically what the top management do, is to strategize, is to plan for the organization, is to see how ways and method in which organizational goals and objective can be achieved. So in a nutshell, the role of senior management or leaders is to look at ways in which organizational goals and objective can be achieved or can be attained. Then what then is competitive strategy? We have talked about competition, we have talked about strategy. What then is competitive strategy? We said this is the search for a favorable position in an industry, that is the fundamental arena in which competition occurs. What do we mean? Competitive strategy. We are trying to win. We are trying to, like we said, competition can be positive or negative, but if we are applying competitive strategy as an organization or as a firm, we are looking or we are searching out for a favorable position in the industry or in the marketplace, or a favorable market share, or whichever way we want to look at it. We can also say competitive strategy aims to establish a profitable and sustainable position against the forces that determine the industry competition. Then competitive strategy can also be a long-term action plan of a company which is directed to gain competitive advantage over its competitors after evaluating their strengths, their weaknesses, their opportunities, their threats in the industry, and comparing those strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats with your own strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and strength. Especially when you are in the same industry, when you are producing similar products, when you are servicing same audience or same target market. So in a nutshell, I say competitive strategy is a long-term action plan of a company which is directed to gain what? Competitive advantage over the competitors. Then let's forget the father of competitive strategy, Michael Porter. He is a professor at the Harvard Business School, and he has presented different strategies, especially when it comes to competitive strategy. He has presented rather lots of concepts, ideas, things that are germane to competitive strategy. And in his wisdom, he has said there are 4 types of competitive strategies that can be implemented by organizations, businesses, firms globally. And he said it is also necessary for businesses to understand their core principles and how it will help them to make a well-informed decision in the course of their action. So it is not just about competitive strategy. Organization, firm, businesses must also be able to understand their core principle of the concept that will help them to make a well-informed business decision in the course of their action. We can also say competitive strategy is focused to achieve above the average position and generate a superior return on investment over a period of time. Then we can also say it is also important that firm having a competitive marketplace and several similar products available for customers should be able or should study their environment before they launch out to any kind of strategy they want to use. Then before now, I also mentioned competitive advantage. I said competitive strategy is having a competitive advantage over your competitor. I said competitive strategy is a long-term action plan of a company which is directed to gain a competitive advantage over your competitors. Competitors can be your rivals, can be people you are in the same industry, can be people that you are doing the same similar products or businesses or rendering similar services. Then what then is competitive advantage? Competitive advantage refers to the factors that allow a company to produce goods or services better or more cheaper than your rivals. I take again, competitive advantage refers to factors that allows a company to produce goods or services better or more cheaper than its rivalry or rivals. Then these factors also allow the productive entity to generate more sales or superior margin compared to its market rivals. We are not focused on competitive advantage. We are looking at competitive strategy, and that is what will be taking me to my next point. Competitive advantage are also attributed to varieties of factors, including cost structure, branding, the quality of product offering, the distribution of network, intellectual property rights, and customer service. Then what are the things to take home from competitive advantage? Competitive advantage is what makes an entity's product or services more desirable to customers than that of any other rival. Then competitive advantage can be broken down into comparative advantages and differential advantages. Then what are the four types of competitive strategies now? Michael Porter divided competitive strategy into four major strategies rather. And the first strategy is called cost leadership strategy. Cost leadership strategy. The second strategy is called differentiation leadership strategy. The third strategy is called, you can either call it focus strategy or cost focus strategy. Then the fourth strategy is called differentiation focus strategy. I take again for a clearer understanding. Like I said, Michael Porter is the father of competitive strategy, and in his wisdom, he has divided competitive strategy into four major types of strategy. And the first one is called cost leadership strategy. The second one is called differentiation leadership strategy or differentiation strategy. The third one is called focus strategy or cost focus strategy. Different textbooks has named it differently. Then the last one is called differentiation focus strategy. We'll be looking at the first one now, but before we look at the first one, there is this diagram that I'll put on my slide that shows the four generic strategies, what it means, and just a diagram that shows sources of competitive advantage, the market where business compete, the broad and the narrow differentiation. So we have cost leadership, we have differentiation strategy, we have the cost leadership strategy, we have the differentiation strategy, we have the focus strategy, then we have the differentiation focus strategy. You see it on the slide. Then how do we, starting from cost leadership strategy? From the word cost, it means that we are looking at the lowest costs so that we can be the leader in the market. How do I explain this? Maybe I take a few examples before going into my slide. There was a time some years back I went to China, and in the process of going to China, I took about maybe $4,000 to China. But the journey to China was very funny. There are two stories I'm going to say. The first one is not related to cost strategy, but it's something that would actually help us maybe in doing business one time or the other in life. My daddy allowed me to go to China. I was actually looking for a franchise, an organization in China that I can represent in Nigeria. But in the process of going, I also wanted to buy some things and go to their international trade fair. I can't remember that year precisely, but it was maybe 153rd international trade fair they were hosting, and I wanted to be at the trade fair live. So I went, and when we landed in China, the person that was supposed to book hotel and accommodation for me, I just discovered that the number wasn't reachable. I could not reach him, and I was like, what do I do? Where do I know? That was my first time outside. That was not my first time outside Nigeria, but that was my first time in China. So I started praying, God help me. You are the only one that can help me. Holy Spirit, please help me. And eventually, Holy Spirit showed up. There was another lady that was also trying to come off the plane. I just approached her, a young lady too. We look as if we are of the same age bracket. I don't know her age, and I can't even remember her name. And I just she's from Togo, and I just spoke to her that, how are you? She was even the first person to greet me, to say hello. We got to China midnight, and she said hello. I said, hi, how are you? Where are you going? Do you have any hotel you want to lodge in? Is this your first time in China? Okay, when she said hi, I said hello, and I started asking her question. Is this your first time in China? Where are you going to lodge this night? Since the person that was supposed to lodge me, I could not reach the person. So I started talking to this lady, and she said she's fine. This is not her first time in China. I said, this is my own first time in China. Okay, where is she going to lodge? She told me she was lodging in an apartment. I said, okay, can we come together? Can we lodge together? She said, no problem. So I followed her. In getting to the apartment, it was a 3-bedroom apartment, and myself and that lady shared a single apartment. There were other ladies in that apartment, but as at that night we came in, somebody came to pick her at the airport, so I joined her. As at that night we came in, there was nobody in the apartment. It was the next day people started coming to the apartment. So there was a big bed and there was a small bed. So I took the small bed, she took the big bed. But I knew I brought $4,000 to China, and that night when I wanted to sleep, I brought out the $4,000, wrapped it inside a nylon, and put it in the middle of my hair. My hair was packed up, so I put it in the middle of my hair, that anybody that will steal this money from me has to steal me first before taking this money. But while I wanted to sleep, I prayed and said, God, help me. I've come to China. Everything I've come to do, let it be successful. And she was talking to me that, okay, what did you come to do in China? I told her I was trying to get a franchise, blah, 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 blah. So cut the long story short. And I was trying to hide my money. And I asked her, how much did you bring to China? This is not your first time. So what do you sell? She said she sells gold plated earrings, all these gold plated chain, earring, accessory, female accessories, and like that. So how much did you bring to China? She doesn't really understand English, so I said, how much you bring to China? She now said $40,000. I said, what? $40,000? And me, I had $4,000. I was hiding it in the middle of my head. So I just adjusted that this one, she is not here to steal my money. Nobody will steal my money. And I felt relaxed. But where am I going to? When I got to China, I saw a lot of cheap materials that I could buy, that I could invest my money in. And I started buying. She was buying and she was sending it to Togo. She was DHL. She was transferring everything she buys to Togo. I wanted to use DHL too, but it was quite expensive. But because she was into the business and she has been coming over and over and over again, it was easier for her to manipulate and do some other stuff. So I got to the market. She was even the person that took me to the market. I saw some trainers I wanted to buy. So it was ridiculously cheap. I wanted to buy. I priced, maybe it came at the rate of maybe, let's say, 10 naira to a trainers, and some foot nice designs and like that. And I was eager to buy, so I bought a lot. I bought a lot of bags. I bought a lot of accessories. I bought a lot of things that were cheap in my own eyes. They were ridiculously cheap. And getting back home, after like, I think I spent 2 weeks in China. So getting back home, I started selling all those stuffs. But one of those days, I went to Lagos Island, and I saw that what I bought 10 naira that I was trying to sell 20 naira was actually 3 naira or 2 naira in Lagos markets. And I became very worried. So if these people that are buying from me can actually go to Lagos market, they will see this thing at a cheaper rate. And people in Lagos market, they have bought for, let's say, 1 naira. They are selling for 15 naira. They are making like over 1,000% on their investment. So I made a further inquiry to know why those things are as cheap and they are selling at that low price in Lagos market. If I had known, it would have paid me to even stay back in Nigeria to buy in Lagos market and resell to people who I want to sell. Although it is not everything that I bought that I saw in Lagos market, but some of those things, and I became very worried. And one day I approached one of these Igbo guys that these trainers, why are you selling it so a month? This is how much they are selling it in China. He said, have you been to China? I said yes. And I said, okay. So he now sat me down to explain something to me. And what did he explain? He said, most people in the market, let's say Lagos market for example, Idumota or Lagos Island market, he said, because they are like a family, or they are like an association. They form association, not like, they form association. And what they do is that we have 100 people or hundreds of people in the market. Let's say the first 100 are coming together. One of those 100 people, one of them each have 1 million naira. 1 million times 100, that's 1 billion. If I'm right, 1 billion. They bring the 1 billion together. They call the company and say, okay, we want 1 million output of this product. If the higher the higher the quantity, the lower the price. They want 1 million output of that product or 5 million output of that product, and they have spoken to the company. If we are paying you in bulk, we want to buy this thing in bulk. Okay, if you are making so number of products for us, then we are paying this amount. So the product I went to China to buy at 10 naira, they are buying that 1 naira because of what? The quantity. So the higher the quantity, the lower the price. Me, I've just gone as an individual, and 10 or hundreds of people have come together to combine their money to talk to the company directly. It is the leftover that the company is selling for me at 10 naira. The leftover of what they have produced for all those other people that the company is selling to me at 10 naira. So there is no how it will not be cheaper than there is no how Lagos market will not be cheaper to what I bought or to what I was about to buy or what I bought in China. I hope you are trying to get my analysis. So when we talk about low cost, you can say low cost or cost leadership strategy. It means the lowest costs. And many people, we are Nigerians. If I want to buy, if somebody is selling this thing 10 naira, another person is selling 15 naira, I would prefer to buy from the person that is selling at 10 naira. So when we talk about the low cost leadership or low cost leadership, it means you are selling your product. It means that company using this strategy sells their product at the lowest price, to their customer, like I said, the cost leadership strategy can also be called low cost provider strategy or low cost strategy. That is, company selling its product at a price lower than the competitors. Let's take, for example, I want to look at real life examples now of products, Nigerian products that are cheaper and people would always want to get such products. ShopRite is not all their products that have low prices. I'm trying to look for an example of, okay, let's say for example China phones or China products. Many Nigerian producer or manufacturer goes to China, even if sometimes they don't meet up to standard specification. They go and produce products of a low price that the populace can buy, and people will always go for cheap things. So we are saying when you are using a cost leadership strategy, it means you are selling at the lowest price that is not up to that of your competitors or lower than the price of your competitors. And the lower the price you sell, sometimes is not, we don't even look at the quality of those products, but it is better you sell low at a good quality and you get lots of customers. So in a nutshell, the low cost structure talks about you are selling at a very ridiculous amount. And don't forget that as much as you sell at a low price, you get more customers, and the more customers you get, the better profit you make. Low price, more customers, higher profits, because you sell in large quantities. For example, let's say I'm just trying to make it so that we understand what I'm saying. This biro is 10 naira, and I have another pen there's another pen over there. I don't want to stand up. I will have stood up to bring the pen. There's another pen over there, and that pen is 15 naira, and I'm selling this pen 10 naira, and I'm selling to Kwaso students. Majority of students will prefer to buy this pen at 10 naira, and by the time I'm selling, let's say, a million quantity of this pen at 10 naira, the 50 naira pen I might not have sold 100,000. And because this is cheap, I have an edge over the other manufacturer of that pen. So another explanation for this is that a higher volume of production, like I've explained before, implies cost reduction across some of the key functions. The reduction in cost of production is seen in operations such as production, marketing, and servicing. So the higher the volume of production enables an organization to use equipment and machine whose use is not possible in smaller production. Like I said earlier, the higher the quantity, the lower the price. And a good example is ready-made gowns. I would also cite another example on these ready-made gowns. You go to big companies or big manufacturer of gowns, and you are getting a gown, a good gown at a very good price, and you are wondering. A good example is, there was this gown I bought in one store in Ilorin. I used that gown for one of my birthdays, and the gown was fine. Everybody liked it. It was beautiful. And I have gone back to that store severally to see if I can get something very similar to that, but I did not get. But one day I was passing through one of the shops around GRA, and I saw that they have the material to that gown that I bought, a different color, and I wanted to buy. And I bought that gown for, let's say, 5,000 naira. And I moved closer to the person selling the material. The person said 1 yard, one trouser length of 1 yard is 10,000. I said, what? This gown, I bought this full gown, complete gown, I bought it 10,000 naira. And she was saying that if I want to make that gown, I need 3 yards. 3 yards, 10,000 times 3 years, that's 30,000. And I've bought a complete gown, and I'm still wearing the gown. The gown is nice. I still wear it out for 5,000 naira. Do you know why? The company that manufactured that gown has made millions of those gowns, and because of the quantity, it is cheaper to make. They have machines. They have people who are working for them. They have the resources. So as they make, because of the quantity, it is cheaper for them to sell. Not one product that I'm buying and I will buy for 3 years for 30,000. I'll stitch for 10,000. That's 40,000. The same quality of gown. And I also noticed that even the one I bought is not as of the quality is not as that one I bought in the store. The one I wanted to sew is not as quality as the one I bought in the store. So in ready-made gown workshop, there are many types of machine for finishing that one cannot afford to buy if you are an individual, and use in a shop setting. But because they are industries, they produce thousands and send to different companies and countries of the world. So it reduces the cost of that gown. Then another point we need to look at is organizational cost leadership structure. How are designed to leverage on the following. Organizational cost leadership or low cost structure are designed to leverage on the following. And the first thing they leverage on is size. Another thing they leverage on is the learning advantage. Another thing that low cost leverage on is access to resources, access to raw materials, to resources, to human resources, and like that. Then also be validating or restructuring of their value chain, technology, then related cost advantages. Then what are also the benefits of cost leadership strategy to business organizations? There are lots of benefits, but I've just mentioned very few because of my time. One of the advantage of cost leadership or low cost strategy to business organization is what? Overcoming threat from competitors. Since you have the lowest price, people customers will naturally come to you. And if your competitors cannot maximize what they have. They would always sell at an higher price. Benefit of low cost leadership or low cost strategy. One is what? Overcoming threats from competitors. Since you are selling good quality at a low price, even when you don't sell good quality but good quality at a low price, you don't have any fear of competitors outshining you. The only challenge you can have is when your competitors can also make low price. But we have said low cost strategy, because low cost strategy, you are the only one maintaining that low cost, producing at a large quantity, reducing your cost to the barest minimum. Then another benefit is what? Effectively dealing with powerful suppliers. You know your suppliers already, and you can also negotiate at every point in time for a reduced cost or large supplies. Then another benefit is facing powerful buyers effectively. Another benefit is encountering threats from substitute product. Then, or another way is what? Overcoming threats from substitute product. Once you maintain a low cost strategy, you can always overcome threats from products that are similar to yours or they are closely related to yours. Then another one is overcoming threats from the entry of potential customers, overcoming threats from the entry of potential competitors. Even if a new product or services that is related to yours is coming into the market, once your product is still low good quality, you'd always maintain your customers. Then what are the cost leadership factor? One, since the cost leadership means to become low cost producer or provider in the industry, any large scale business which can provide and manufacture product at a large scale by attaining economic of scale. Then also there are many cost leadership factors such as efficient operation, large distribution channels, technology advancement, and bargaining power. And a good example of a company or an industry that or a business that uses low cost strategy is Walmart. Walmart is one of the largest retail and wholesaler store in the US. They sell all kind of products from households to different name that product you will not see on Walmart. I hope students will research into Walmart, what it means, what they do, what they sell. That's an assignment for you. Then the next one I'm going to look at, don't forget we said low cost differentiation strategy, so I'm going to go straight to differentiation leadership strategy now so that I don't exhaust all my time. Then we call this the killer strategy that allows brand to stand out among competitors. From the word differentiation, it requires identifying a unique quality that makes your company or your product different from every other product. We said with this strategy, business becomes superior to their rivals in the marketplace, which allows them to charge more for their product. An example of a company that does the differentiation leadership strategy is Apple. Apple products are unique. That is, you do things that are different. You do things that are unique to your product. It said it requires identifying a unique quality that makes your product or your company different from every other product. Every student now, every young child wants to use an iPhone. Why? Because of the differentiation strategy that they have used. Then, according to Philip Kotler, differentiation is the act of defining a set of meaningful differences to distinguish the company's product and services from competitors' product. Then we said a differentiated product is unique by itself. A product can be differentiated based on different things. It could be on its form, its shape, the quality, the durability, the reliability, the repairability, the style, the design, or some other features of the product. Like I mentioned Apple earlier on, they have unique characteristics. There is no where you see Apple products that you will not know that it is Apple, whether the iPhone, the tablet, the Apple, the Mac laptop, or whichever the Apple product that you see, they have a unique difference from every other product that you see. We said a product will become differentiated from that of its competitors with different things make them different. Like the Apple, I'm trying to look for another example. It came to my mind now, but I forgot. And I said, don't forget that you can differentiate a product by its shape, its quality, its size, durability, reliability, repairability, styles, designs, physical structure, or anything you can think of. Differentiation strategy is concerned with product differentiation, making your product unique in a way that is different from that of your competitors or every other similar or related product. There is no way you will see an iPhone that you mix it with a Samsung, or you mix it with a Vivo, or you mix it with Techno, or you mix it with any kind of phone. They have different uniqueness, but iPhone has differentiated their own product over the years and is paving way for them. It comes in a unique form. It is of a high price, and people are buying. So it brings them what? The differentiation has brought them more customers and more profit. People who use iPhone are different from, I don't want to say they are different from every other person, but it has its own uniqueness. We said when a product is able to differentiate itself from other similar products or services in the market through superior brand quality and value adding features, it will be able to charge higher price to cover the high cost of production. There are very few business examples who have successfully differentiated their brand over the year, and I've made an example of Apple. Another example is Colgate toothpaste. Many people see Colgate toothpaste as expensive. What they have done is to differentiate. They have used the differentiation leadership strategy to differentiate their product from every other product. Anywhere you see Colgate toothpaste, it is of high quality and of high price. People that will buy it will buy it. They have their own market base or customer base and like that. So I've made an example of Apple. Another example is Colgate toothpaste. There are other examples that cannot easily come to my mind now, but there are lots of other examples. Let's look at wristwatches now. Many people like Rolex, which now Rolex, I'm not a wristwatch freak. Then Swatch, we have Swatch, we have Rolex, then we have other types of wristwatches rather. Then what are the goals of differentiation strategy? One of the goals of differentiation strategy is to achieve a competitive advantage by offering a unique product to its customers. When a product becomes unique due to differentiation, it becomes attractive to the customer. But however, too, the differences made in this product must be of value to customer. It must be value adding. It must just not be any kind of different. A product with differentiation features can command higher prices above the industry price. Then thirdly, customers are ever willing to pay higher prices because they value the differentiated features of those products that they are buying. Thus, there will be an increase in profit by charging higher price, and that can make them outperform their competitors. What are the types of differentiation strategy that we have? There are two types of differentiation strategy. The first one is broad differentiation strategy, and the second one is called focus differentiation strategy. The broad differentiation strategy is adopted by companies to be unique to a wide range of customers. Wide range of customers, that is, a large number of customers is the focus, and those customers considers the differentiation valuable to them. Another example is a cement company that is offering its product to a broad market with their brand name. Lots, like we said, they are different, but they have adopted a unique wide range of customers everywhere. Let's look at the Dangote cement, for example. They have large number of customers, large number of customers. I said a cement company that is offering its product to a broad market with their brand name. Different people, different market segments, different customers, distributors, and like that. But the focused differentiation strategy is when the company divides its market into several small segments and then offer a product design for each market segment. One is broad, different customer. One is what called focus, that is dividing your market into several small segments or inch, and then offer a product designed for each of these market segments. Then what are the ways to differentiate your business from that of your competitors? I have mentioned 7 ways: difference in quality, difference in your innovation, creativity, innovation and invention. Then your responsiveness to customers. How do you respond to customer? What is your level of response? What is the time lag between a customer demanding for this or a customer how do you respond back? How do you customer care? We have lots of these multinational or telecommunication companies in Nigeria. I know from some years back, no matter how you call MTN, they won't pick. But over the years, they have realized that customers are king, and they have improved that customer service. If you dial star 180 hash or star 180 now, I think it's 180, not star 180, somebody will pick immediately, because they have noticed that customer is key, and their responsiveness to customer determines or goes a long way in how to generate profit or increase their market share or increase their customer base. I've mentioned difference in quality, I've mentioned innovation, creativity and invention. I've mentioned responsiveness to customers, then also responding to customers' psychological desires. How do you respond to those critical needs, to those things that customers desire, and like that. So the another one is wide choice of customers. Then another one is reliability of the product or services you render. Then the last one I'm going to recommend is availability of spare accessories. If this part is not working, let's say a phone for example, how accessible are the spare parts? For everybody knows that once you have a Samsung phone and the camera breaks, you have entered one chance. It costs a lot of money to repair. Many people at the time of purchase, they don't even know the worth of the screen of, not camera, screen of that phone. But some other phones, if the screen gets bad, you can easily replace at a reduced price and lot more. So how available are these spare accessories or parts of those products? Then examples of company using competitive strategy. I've mentioned Apple, I've mentioned Walmart, I've mentioned Colgate. There are other companies in Nigeria, but I'm not able to mention them because of my time. You can research into other companies that uses some of this strategy, and let's discuss. You can put the discussion in my comment section below. If you have any further you want to add to some of these companies that uses some of this strategy that I've not mentioned, please don't forget to comment in the comment section below. Then another one we'll also look at is called focus strategy. And from the word focus, it means we are putting attention on a particular thing. We said this strategy is similar to the cost leadership strategy in terms of providing customers with the lowest price, but the only difference is that focus strategy implies targeting a specific market segment with its unique needs and wants. Targeting a specific market segment with its unique needs and wants. And said this way it is easier for companies to establish brand awareness. Companies using this strategy often concentrate their efforts on geographical market with special needs. Also, focus strategy concerns itself with identification of a niche market and launching a unique product or service in that market. Like what we said, focus. You are focusing on a particular market or a particular set of people or a particular maybe you are focusing only on female, or you are focusing on young female, or you are focusing on male, or you are focusing on a particular, you are paying attention to a particular challenge, and you are trying to solve that particular issue. You all I am trying to look for another word to use for focus so that I don't keep using focus. You are paying attention, you are paying details, you want to solve a particular challenge of a particular set of people. We said in a inch market is a now segment of the total market. You are just focusing, you are just paying attention to just a little segment of that total market. We said a focus strategy involves offering the inch customer a product customized to meet their taste and requirement, to meet their needs. It is directed towards serving the needs of a limited customer group. I've mentioned that already. Then according to Eats Island and Uskinson, a inch strategy or focus strategy is an integrated set of action designed to produce or deliver goods and services that serves the need of a particular competitive segment. A company usually follows a focus strategy when it can serve a narrow piece of the market better than the competitors. You want to service a particular segment of the market, and you feel you can do that better than the competitors. Let's take for an examples of companies that are using focus strategy. An example of, let's say, look at Coca-Cola, for example. Coca-Cola has a lot of products, but specifically after so many years they introduced the Diet Coke to the market. And what does the Diet Coke? They are focusing on a particular set of people who don't want so much calories, or they don't want caffeine in their drink, or they are managing diabetes, or ladies that are trying to watch their weight or their size. They want to have flat tummy, usually go for Diet Coke or diet drink, because they are servicing a particular segment. All these people I've mentioned, their attention is basically on that set of people, and that is why the Diet Coke has come into that market. Then also let's look at Amazon online books. Their focus is servicing the needs of people that needs maybe soft copy of materials, or soft copy of books, but not physical not physical store, and most times they don't come in hard copy, they come in soft copy. Then we said also a niche can be identified based on some certain issues. One particular buyer group, it could be youth, it could be children, it could be adolescents, it could be women, it could be men, depending particular buyer group. Then I said a niche can be identified based on some certain issue. I said the first one is a particular buyer group. Then the second one is geographical uniqueness. It could be in Nigeria, it could be in Ilorin, it could be in Abuja, it could be in Kaduna or Katsina. Then special product attributes that appeals only to the niche members. Then a particular product line. Then also a company using a focus strategy may concentrate on geographical market, or a particular group of customers, or on a particular product line segment. I said A inch can be identified based on some certain criteria or issue. One, particular buyers group, geographical uniqueness, the special product attribute that appeals only to the niche members, a particular product line, then a company using a focus strategy may concentrate on geographical market or a particular group of customers or a particular product line segment. Then in a nutshell, the focus strategy serves a limited segment by choice. The segment is understood and targeted. Then the organization has the resources, skills and competence to serve this particular segment of the market. From the work focus, we are paying attention to just a limited set of people by choice, and we also understand and we are targeting those set of people, and we are ready to use our resources, our skill and competence to serve that particular segment. Then we also have types of focus strategy. There are two types of focus strategy. We have the focus low cost strategy and we have the focus differentiation strategy. The focus low cost strategy of entering into a niche market at a low cost with a unique type of product that has a special need among the customers in the niche market. I would not say more than that because of my time, so that this particular video does not exceed more than an hour. Then the focus differentiation strategy is a strategy of operating a business with a differentiated product in a chosen niche market. When a company pursues a focus strategy based on differentiation, it concentrates on a narrow buyer segment and offer customized attributes in products better than the competitors' product. You can I would upload some of the slides so that you can read other ones. Requirement for effective implementation of focus strategy. A company requires unique skills, capability and resources for the successful implementation of focus strategy. Managers ability to explore a well-defined but narrow market segment. Then also a clear identification of competitors who serve a market broader than the niche market but are unable or disinterested to serve the niche for some reasons. Then also firms' ability to provide adequate capital. Then also designing and maintaining a low cost distribution system with strong cooperation from the channel members. Then lastly, strong marketing ability and creative flair. Strong marketing ability and creative flair. Then what are the market situations favorable for focus strategy? A focus strategy does not work well in all situations. Nothing works well in all situations. It's also the grace of God. So it becomes an attractive strategic option using the following situation. You can use the customer's distinct preference. You can use the competitors' apathy. You can use the profitability inch. You can use the high growth potential. You can also use the availability of different inch in the industry or the marketplace. Then also inability or willingness of competitors to serve a particular niche. Then another thing is, okay, there are many, you can see other ones. No risk of segment of overcrowding. You can see other ones. Then what are the reasons for failure of focus strategy? One, the risk from mode appealing products. The risk from mode appealing product, shifting of customers' preference. You are focusing on a particular segment. Don't forget, now they want this particular thing and you're saying this is what you want to do. Shifting of customers' preference. Then high attractiveness of the niche market. Then the last one is universality of customers' need. Universality of customers' need. Then the last one before my time is up is the differentiation focus strategy or focus differentiation strategy. Company using this strategy also focus on specific market segments, but their driving force is the unique value. Why cost focus strategy means providing the lowest price in small niche, differentiation focus strategy means improving the product with the help of unique features that will make your company stand out in the marketplace. I say again, differentiation focus strategy means improving the product with the help of unique features that will make your product, your company stand out in the marketplace. Don't forget that we have combined two things. We have combined differentiation and we have combined focus. You are paying attention to a particular segment with what unique characteristics. We said strategy, differentiation focus strategy means improving the product with the help of unique features that will make your company stand out in the marketplace. And we have a lot of examples, but the only examples I've been able to lay my hand upon is an hotel in Egypt. We have it in Egypt, we have it in Turkey, that only allows adults, only adults. Only adult children are not allowed to come to the hotel with their parents. So is either the parents drop them at home or with a nanny or with a caregiver and like that. I would still look for more examples, so I'll do an update of this video later on. Because of my time, I don't want this video to exceed my this appointed time, or this time that I have, this scheduled time. Then also, like we said, differentiation focus strategy offers unique features and attributes to appeal to its target customer. I've made a lot of examples and I'll give us more examples in the later video. Please don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe to my channel. Also put your comments in the comment section. I would always respond to your comment. And if you have other examples that I've not mentioned, or you are feeling or you are thinking about this, what everything I've said, competitive strategy in a different dimension, please don't hesitate to put it down in the comment section. God bless you. Thank you all for watching. Mwah!